It does seem to me that in the United States, but in many places here too, that there has become a civic addiction to this idea of bipartisanship, as if bipartisanship is the culmination of something. And the problem with that is that it's the imagination that there are two sides, and which, that the two sides can come together. There are so many more than two sides. There's two sides in me. There's 20 sides in me. And I think we need structures that can show that you can't divide everything down the middle. Here's this group of people here, and here's that group of people here. And so I think that has just become accepted in many situations in the world. And I think some of the best outcomes is where coalitions can be built.
And those are like, this is a super noble conversation, and I'm glad we're having it. And the context within which we're having it is one where people are really, really divided. And that's just the reality. And I think it's we're not just going to be able to jump past that and get to healing quickly or have easy conversations around a Thanksgiving dinner table and solve this. And when we look at the numbers from this election, it was close. I mean, it wasn't close in the popular vote. I understand that. But in terms of just our electoral college, in terms of geographic areas in the country, it was a close election. And a lot of groups are divided on this. And then you have people, you have, for example, the oft talked about white evangelical vote, that, for all of the talk about it for the last 4 years, it didn't budge very much. It didn't change very much. And that's, I think, in some ways, just a testament to how slowly these kinds of things change and how hard it is to move people on issues like this. And that there was actually, over the last 4 years, a lot of doubling down, a lot of people on both sides actually polarizing more. And the stakes felt higher and higher. So it didn't feel, for a lot of people, it didn't feel like something like, I don't want to be in unity with somebody who, for a lot of minorities in this country, with someone whose beliefs feel like an existential threat to me. Why would I try to find unity with that group or those people? And we also see, when you look at the exit polls, and even in the pre-election polls, you see that people are living in and around people who vote like them. And so in a lot of ways, we don't go to church with people who think differently than us. We don't live near people who think differently than us. We don't actually converse with people who are different than us very often. And so those are big realities that we have to actually address, and actually figure out how do we even get to a point where we can talk to each other when we don't live, work, or worship with people who are different than us.